Bad Girls Club.
I met a girl and I really thought she liked me. I truly thought that I had met the one. It was a fail, to no avail. I'm just another victim of the Bad Girls Club. She's like a witch, casting spells, hypnotizing. She made me drink a potion just to fall in love. She got me drunk, tipsy off her love. I'm just another victim of the Bad Girls Club. She's always blowing up my phone. I really wish that she'd leave me alone. I gotta change my number, hard for me to slumber when she's outside my home. She called the cops and made it seem like I was mean. She's not your average lady, she's crazy, spelled C. And after all the rise and fall, you're not worth my time.
Hello and welcome, folks, and welcome, Overwatch fans. We are here. We are live, little Washington State Scholastic Esports Association, henceforth referred to as the WSSEA, coming at you. We are presented, of course, by Seattle-built PCs. And FBI Tugboat, and here, my man Soav Danom. Soav, how are we doing?
Tugboat, it's good to be back with you again. It's week 2 here. We've got the Lakeside Eagles coming up against Lincoln Phoenix, and it's a tale of two teams, right? Lincoln coming in, they're the veterans. They played a little bit before, not their first rodeo here, coming up 1-0. Lakeside, they're the fresh faces, they're the new kids on the block. They took a loss in week 1, but they are here for week 2. They're looking to make their first win. They're looking for a map win too, so this is a great chance. Like, you love to see new talent come in. I want to see what these fresh faces bring.
Absolutely, absolutely. As this is week 2, we are going to have a little bit of a difference when we're talking about the game modes played here. So, Av, you want to enlighten the good people as exactly what it is they can expect.
Yeah, so you're probably used to hearing, we're starting on control. Things rotate here. Yep. So we're going to be starting off this week on hybrid. Game 2, we'll move ourselves over to escort. We'll see control over on game 3 as needed, and somehow if we manage to, I don't know how, if we end up meeting it, we'll go to Flashpoint. But, so this change of modes also means that there's different, strengths that we play. Those control teams that usually can take map 1 and kind of start a roll off that now might not catch that early lead.
Exactly. And early leads are always going to be so much more important, of course, when you're playing in the best of 3 series here within our regular season. Taking those best of 5s, even best of 7s for later on in the season. That's playoff stuff right there. This is play on the day, best of 3. We're going to have Kings Row, Scrims Row for map number 1. Absolutely love it, Soav. It is a crowd favorite and has been since Overwatch 1, since the inception of Overwatch 1 for a reason.
Yeah, what is there really to say about Kings Row? It is everybody's favorite map. It was the home of Brawl initially, but now you can kind of get away with anything you really want here. Considering we don't really know and have like a great look at what these teams prefer to do, this is going to come down to a lot of those favorites, so we may see some Brawl here. The only thing we know we won't see is Maga. He's not available yet, so maybe we'll catch him in the new year. But, this is I have to assume somebody's going to try to Brawl here, right?
I gotta assume it's Kings Row. There's a lot of different options right here. The tried and true, the classic from past has been Reinhardt, at least for the assault picture. That's a different story, folks. So I was just talking about Maga in the new year and whatnot. We'll mention this here at the end, but just in case you ain't gonna be here, we want to let you guys know that tomorrow will be Street Fighter 6, and that'll be the last for the WSSEA competitions on this year. We will take a 3-week break, and we'll be back on the 9th with Rocket League, the 10th for Overwatch, and the 11th for Street Fighter 6. Now, again, tomorrow there's Street Fighter 6. After that's done, there is no more WSSEA for here on this year of 2023. We're going to be giving a salute to all the awesome competitions these high schools have been putting on so far in this semester. Again, that's tomorrow with Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, so you'll get a nice long break, finish up all your tests, get through the holidays, open your presents, get a visit from Santa, and get ready. Taking a quick look at what we see here from the defensive side. Interesting. The Doomfist was not something I had on my list. I know that it is a popular pick among the higher ranks, but that is a character that if you have a Doomfist specialist, if you're very good at it, you can get a lot of value. Looking at the attackers, I mean, that's kind of a pretty standard Orisa Brawl with the Bastion. That might hold. A lot of those things kind of hold together, and I really do like that. It's a very static, stable Brawl comp, gets it together. It's going to be a question mark, though. I have to give the edge here to the Doomfist comp. He's such a good disruptor, and if the Doomfist can get into the middle of this Orisa and this Bastion and really create some chaos, the rest of the team should be able to catch up and win it.
Yeah, some last-second switches now. We do get our Reinhardt here. Love to see it. Love to see it. Alari and
love it.
Moira as well, getting a little bit farther inside. That's going to be a 1 for 2 on the Helix Rockets. About as good as it gets here for Lie Sports early. Nasty charge against this Doomfist. Is he going to be able to get bout and doesn't? Losing the tank early in a fight. I mean, yeah, like Lie Sports, that was a L on the Soldier 76, but losing your tank?
That's important. Yeah, that is a huge loss. You're gonna have to wait and reset for that. I mean, they have to. You have to go now. I mean,
Yeah,
that's an extra pick. You have to move now. There's no, just rush it.
Even with the res right here, Puck Nut Jar will be back with the rest of their squad and soon. Now a little bit of flanking action coming in from the Moira and more. A damage orb out, healing orb necessary onto this tank right now. Now taking on to point. Even though Lincoln has lost their initial tank, that was a squandered opportunity here for the offense, gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, and part of it, unfortunately, just comes to this composition. There's a lot of healing in the Illari and the Moira, but there's no speed. That's how you want to get in. The Bastion comes in, catches 3. That's huge. That is such a shutdown.
Talk about purchasing everything with a single ultimate right there. That's Cool Swagster. That is Cool Swagster.
Yeah.
These students' names continue to entertain.
Look, that's a cool swag flex right there. But I mean, this comp is unusual, but it's really working. Again, the Doomfist is getting in, he's disrupting, and it's letting the Soldier and the Bastion just get damage down. That's what you want. That's your win condition if you are Lakeside.
Absolutely. Now completely set up and with a Doomfist on 73%. Everybody else besides, of course, is Bastion. 3/4 the way there or more. Now sectioning off a May is never a bad opportunity, but you're going to have to get back with the rest of your team right there. And the offense continues their trudge for the Illari healing pylon on the inside of the Alderworth Tell as of right now. Nice pick here for the defense. That's a huge source of damage gone in the form of this May. No Blizzard here anytime soon. Here comes Coalescence. Last little bit invested, and that is nothing right there. Puck Nut Jar finds nothing on the Doomfist ultimate. Now taken to the corner. Finds a lot more post-ultimate right here. And now, little tank on tank action. Here comes the punch and some more nasty headshots. Nice res there for the defense, though. Gotta say, Merc Python, excuse me.
Merc Python.
Yeah, getting it done right now. Here comes the tack visor, and that's going to be forcing back the offense. Yeah, so Merc Python. I think these students are having some fun with us saying their names here, bud.
They're trying to make us work for a tugboat, and they're getting it done. Yeah, again, I just wish we're a minute on the clock here. I just wish we would. I wish we would get a Lucio somewhere. You have 3 ultimates up, including a Blizzard, which is going to be your big win con here. If you can freeze even one out, if you can freeze anyone out with this Blizzard on the side of Lakeside, that's a win con.
Yeah, the simple fact that Lincoln has not been forced to use any of their ultimates, really. The Bastion ultimate earlier even was just completely extra.
Yeah.
See how Lincoln continues right here. Cool Swagster going to have their Bastion ult up here soon.
Slam for the Fist. Oh, wow.
Okay, slammed by the fist, and Puck Nut Jar finds nothing yet again. The simple fact that they've been able to get their ultimate up so quickly, though, cannot be understated. Nasty charge, but that's going to leave this Reinhardt so far forward, and now that's the opening the Lakeside was looking for.
That is a huge opening from Odd Frost. Everybody needs to go, and you can see they will put 3 on the point. That was the last one, so good to see the Illari from the support line come up huge with that ultimate. That is a huge, that's why you want that hero, right?
Yeah.
Like you want someone who can make plays like that, who can get supported, but also play aggressively. So they'll be rewarded with the point. It is in the 0 hour though, so 2 minutes 30, not a lot of time. You managed to say Blizzard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of look, there's nothing, if you're tracking, there's no defensive across from you. This Blizzard should be free value. If you are Lakeside, just get it in, find a target you can isolate, and just capitalize on it.
I do like the Ash pick right here.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be a lot of spam down the middle. The only bad part is this offense really doesn't have any long-range capabilities. Even Illari, it's got some right there, maybe the May shots as well, but given free real estate under the bridge right here. This is usually the first real test of an offense after opening up point, but this is free real estate and given on over free as air. Costco samples. Ski's Law right here also taken out, so no Bastion ultimate for the side of Lakeside anytime soon. And now swinging for the fences is Draco Gaming. A charge here through the middle in just a little bit. Nope, doesn't like the look of it and sits back. Gets that healing up with their teammates. Another fire strike. Go ahead.
All that bonus is lost, man. They got the pick. Blizzard is down, and this is a great ult combo. That's a great opener. That's 2. They need to go forward here. That has kind of been their hesitancy, and that's the only thing really keeping them back. I'm glad to see them get this win. I just want to see them be more proactive. Have that confidence, Lakeside. You guys are winning these fights. Believe in yourselves.
Yeah, the aggression right here. Lakeside opts for a more kind of passive play on a couple different crucial decision-making times, you know?
Yeah.
And they really could have been to second point already. As it is,
Yeah.
here comes the Coalescence, other side.
Oh, stunned out. Okay.
A shot
That's not
right
bad.
there. Yeah, no, and this is going to be nice. Across the middle, Pucknut Jar now finding a little bit of value from this Doomfist, interrupting this Reinhardt. The defense is going to answer in kind here, so
Yeah, that was about right. I'm not fully sold on a lot of the answers across. Like, I see what this Brawl Comp does, but we got to play to really kind of stop this Doomfist. Pugnut Jar just got 4 there. Like, he's really just kind of running the game and disrupting exactly as Doomfist wants to do, and that's how they're going to win this. They're going to let the Doomfist come in and pull the attention, and the rest of the team is going to follow up on that. If Lakeside can't punish this Doomfist fast enough, Lincoln will close this out before point 2.
And here comes the harnessing of the sun. Doesn't find anything from it. Unfortunately, though, Pucknut Jar gets a little bit too deep, even for their own good. Pylon out. Here comes a lot more in the form of a defensive stop, and now Alari down. Only source of healing is Synox right now for this Moira. Wall up and gets the res through it. Merc Python does, and so now back with all the damage in the world they should need. No! On the other side,
no
Lakeside with a clutch Skis Law ultimate right here in overtime came just in the nick of time. So this should just be cleanup right here on the Doomfist, right?
Yeah, this is going to be over. The Doomfist might hold out for the touch, but I mean, that was a great read. There's not much ultimates coming up. Blizzard is coming up. If they hit Blizzard, they should be able to capture point B here. They just need to build it quick enough.
Well, they're not even like wasting out time so much because we are in overtime, just purchasing time to try and get back. But Pucknut Jar has gotten a nice charge though, but that pretty much just takes out the temporary healing. And now with the Mercy Pocket right now, this is an actual hold that's being formed. Shots down, Synox out. Only healer left is the Alari, and she is super low. Nice shatter. Draco finally going big for the squad, and this offense has purchased their second point.
Who the real MVP there behind the scenes was Red Fox, though, who managed to find 3 in the background without committing Blizzard. So that is huge. You have that now coming in. With Valkyrie being the only thing across it, you should be able to just kind of make, kind of shot call, get whoever you can freeze up here and do it. And this is a great time. Isolate the Doomfist, freeze him out, and just punish it.
Bastion here in tank form. Punches and more, finds a couple right there. As just the Alari pull, healing totem, whatever you want to call it. I can't actually remember the exact name right now.
It's a pylon. You're good.
Pylon. There you go. Pylon. Thank you. Pull pylon. Well, whatever. Shots right here. Skis Law. Even with no healing assisted, there's a nasty Blizzard.
So far back.
And Lakeside has gotten such like a scrappy team fight wins, but this is gonna be enough. It seems 30 seconds to go here. They only have this. Now getting out is Moira, but not so lucky is the Mei. Single shot right there. That should be enough. Now Alari flying in the face of the Soldier 76 at 23 seconds. This is Lakeside finishing King's Row.
That is a great turnaround from Lakeside, realistically here. You barely capped point in the 11th hour. You got point B in the 11th hour, and you made out with time here. For a team that's new and fresh, and is coming off a loss, this is the time. This looks like a moment where they could steal their first map win here, and they're looking very solid about it. This scrappy play, like you called out, has worked in their favor. They just kind of need to focus on shot calling and like the target calling a little bit better. Just make sure everybody turns when the Doomfist dives, and they can close this out. That said, I don't imagine, Pucknut Jar might move off this Doomfist, seeing what's opposite them, but they looked really solid. I have to imagine that they're failing themselves on this. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah.
No changes on the board from either team, and I can't necessarily say I blame them. I'm looking at this Moira Ilari backline though on the defense. It's so much healing. There's so much healing on this board, and there is the ability to play aggressively. But with a Reinhardt, you really just, this is such a slow, you're playing this like a poke comp now almost.
Yeah.
There's no brawl. Your brawl is so slow to aggress onto people that you're playing it almost a poke until you can enable the Reinhardt to get in range. So really going to be important to keep the Rhine up while these transitions are, like, while they're moving space to space, because if the Reinhardt falls, the rest of this team has nothing to sustain itself. The Pharah in the air is definitely a problem. The Bastion is going to have to do the duty of the air support here.
Yeah, and at a certain point, this is just a, Pharah stay back type situation. Just like that, though, a big pick for the offense right here is just peppering shots in is Li Sports, or maybe LI Esports, not 100% sure.
Yeah.
Continuing. Oh, that would make sense, right? Lakeside.
Yeah. Lakeside Esports. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, makes sense. Makes
Sorry.
sense. Cool.
It's all good.
Swagster finding their counterpart on the other side, and any advantage the offense had previously, or excuse me, the defense Lakeside had previously is now null and void.
Yeah, I mean, Pucknut Jar is still in the back line here. Again, this is what I was talking about, right? If Pucknut just goes in and gets uncontested and just is able to isolate targets and just continue to keep those power-up punches going, this is over, especially with the Mercy pocket. It's just kind of all she wrote here. That target focus is going to have to come in. But for Pucknut Jar, this is just a playground. He's just having the time of his life. He's getting all the kills he needs in the world right now.
Yeah, Pucknut Jar is not just the damage; it's the simple presence and the continuously rotating and hitting players out of position. Skislaw getting super low right there. Answer comes, as you mentioned. There's a lot of healing capabilities for the side of Lakeside, but Skislaw donezo. Synox odd frost kill cannot manage to keep that one up. Now, getting under the bridge might be easy for both of these teams. That's what we're possibly looking at right now for Lincoln is Ult sent out right here.
Oh.
That's going to be enough on a stunned Reinhardt, and Lakeside is going to be on the back foot.
Yeah, again, Pucknut is just, look at how much space look at how far ahead he was playing, and there's still 2 left here, unfortunately. These are going to be late staggers, which means the next fight is going to be so much further behind. Oh, and that was a Moira too. That means the support's down. They'll get their res up. That's great for the side of Lincoln here. They're going to have this next fight with an advantageous. They're going to have man up, which means that there just should be more healing and more damage for them.
Pharah continues. Usually it's from the sky. This time it's from the ground. Pucknut getting super low right here. Now the assistance of multiple healers and getting mega aggressive. Pucknut is up and close and personal. May have actually wanted to wait just a second. That's super low and bites the bullet from it. And work Python. So this is when the Doomfist goes wrong, right? Yeah. Because you got super low. If you literally wait for 1 extra second, you have enough, probably about at least another 100 healing right there between your Mercy and your Moira, and then there's a completely different story. Live Sports now switching on over to the Sombra. There's the harnessing of the sun. That's a lot of shots, and finishing that out, a healer getting not 1 but 2. I love it.
Odd Frostkill has been just a treat from this back line, realistically. Just they really understand how to play this Alari and how to go aggressive and when to. So you love to see it, because that is a bright spot for this team going forward. That is definitely a player you can put your resources behind into this. I mean, it's still 4 minutes on the clock. They did cap B for Lincoln. I mean, you have 3 ults up, including a Valkyrie and including a punch. You'll have a soldier coming in from LI Esports. I mean, ults favor you here, and you have a huge time bank, so, man, just bully. You just have to push past this Blizzard, and you should be okay. You have the more damage tools.
There's the shadow that we were all worried about, though. There's a Fire Strike, no charge necessary. Kind of actually messed up their rotation of actions post-shadow right there. This could have been an entire team wipe, but it looks like it's just going to be a slower stagger on the back side. Pucknut Jar looking to get out, not going to happen. And actually, Synox pulling the Coalescence. I mean, this is a Moira, and they get it back pretty quickly, but this is definitely a misplay.
Yeah, I think that was just a late call of they wanted to make sure the Doomfist was dead. I agree with you. You probably want a refund, especially when you have this boosted up Bastion with the turret form that catches 1 plus that pylon. That is a huge opener. Odd Frostkill is going to make up for it, though, with 2 of their own. Oh, make it 3.
2, yeah. We don't like 2. Let's go for 3. Every squishy dunzo that was left alive here for the side of Lincoln, of course, except for Python. That Mercy was pulled earlier as well. So now this is both teams pulling a support ultimate a little bit late right here, and not necessarily when it's 100% needed.
Yeah, and this early Coalescence it gets 1. It gets the Reinhardt. That's huge. That's huge. I mean, you'll take this here. The Coalescence value from both of these teams has been Quite honestly, a bit impressive.
Yeah, take a pick, take a pylon. That's how both
Yeah.
of these two previous team fights have started out, but it's gone opposite ways, as now the May is going to get sectioned out completely onto small health pack. Now back and forth is Pucknut Jar jumping left, right, center, down. Pylon out across the middle right here, and that's Pucknut Jar just really keeping the attention of like 5 different players and shooting fish in a barrel right now across on this little revenge thing. Backside. Can't quite finish it out against the Bastion, yeah. But here comes the res. Not going to happen, even through a little bit of assistance from the teammates. Just regular shots. This is a Bastion taking kills with 35 health. This is embarrassing.
Ooh, I mean, Skislaw's just having a field day. The fact that they haven't, again, it's that target calling we're looking for, right? You got to make sure you know who you're focusing and who you're going for. Everybody on the side of Lincoln needs to be following Puckna when he goes in. And on the other side, they need to keep Skislaw up. That is your easiest Doomfist counter because of just the burst damage that turret form can put out. But Blizzard's up, Shatter's up. Look at all these stuns for the side of Lakeside. There's 2 minutes on the clock, but they can at least get something to hold a little bit longer here from those two ults.
I'm amazed that this is getting at value right now when you have a Reinhardt on the other side. It just doesn't go out. And then a wasted Shatter against a May wall. This is bad news here for the side of Lakeside for the defense, and finding a pick, never a bad thing, but can't quite take it. Can't get that shield up in time as Skislaw down as well. Lincoln on a run right now.
Oh, the punch cancel. Oh.
Brutal.
There's still a chance the Doomfist is going, and there's still a minute on the clock. So whittling down the time bank was a good start. 3 are back though, Tugboat. There's a match here.
It is possible, but ultimate up, and
Oh,
they gotta
that's
focus
desperate.
it down. Yeah, that's desperation mode.
Wow,
but
it
they
catches
still
3.
Land. Okay, so Skislaw, as soon as it comes up, just basically drops all 3 in the same exact spot. And given that these 3 players are just aiming down sights, just trying desperately to get this player done before they actually get those shots out, not gonna happen. Actual one on the other side from the Moira right there, but that's gonna be enough for the defense to hold strong.
That is a huge comeuppance for Lakeside here. They burned so much time off of that. They're under the minute now. And look, I'm just going to call it here. Odd Frost has their ultimate up. That is the only thing on board. Odd Frost has been aces right now. I expect another 2-piece. And that's enough to close it out. If this Alari ult finds value, it's over.
Well, Puck done in the back right here, and there's a nasty pick against Skislaw here and early. The main Doomfist counter is gone from the field. Shot, what? The punch canceled just to get over as well. Here comes the harnessing of the sun. No damage quite yet. Then finally finding the Soldier 76 kill on the other side, as now that's cool Swagster just trying to stay alive right here against the Alari and more. Nasty shot. Red Fox Seeker has been finding heads like lint in a pocket. Crazy stuff.
I mean, this hold from the side of Lakeside has just been insane. And the Blizzard to finally cap it.
Okay.
Wow, Lakeside. You know what? I said they were hungry. I said they were looking for their first win. They'll take their first map win here. And, you know, moving it to match point, that is a great comeuppance. Yeah. I think we were all a little bit doubtful of this, but shame on us, Tugboat. They knew exactly what they were doing. Oh, yeah, this play in the last second. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, shame on us, Tugboat, because we were questioning it. We were unsure, but they pulled it together. Maybe it's just like the jitters. It's week 2. It's still really early, but they pulled it together for a win. They had some really great plays and some big hero moments from the team players.
Yeah, 100% agreed. 100% agreed. Neither team, I mean, there were minor mistakes, but they were relatively obvious. They'd be super, super easy to fix there in the future. I think Lincoln a little bit earlier in this game, it would have been just the more passive play, especially once they find picks, and just opted not to like push all the way in. On the other side, Lakeside, there were a couple ultimates. They were kind of up and down right there, but able to bring this one out. And I mean, really, that Bastion ultimate saved the entire game, like for the side of Lakeside.
Oh, it did a lot of work. Yeah, absolutely. There were a couple heroic moments between the Bastion ults, between the Alari ults that really did a lot of work. The other thing that does work in their favor here is they're playing against a Doomfist, right? That Doomfist is a disruptor. He can break up that comp, but they figured it out. They realized, look, if we just don't let this Doomfist, bully us around and don't let us pull the attention, if we just make sure we call and focus this target out, we can stop the rest of the team. Everybody else on that team is playing from a range. I was actually hoping the Reinhardt might just push past the Doomfist and go swing, but as long as they keep that shot calling tight and that target focus tight, Lakeside could take their first win here.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, what Lakeside dropped, that was losing to Kennedy Catholic 0-2 in week number 1, excuse me, right there. Different story completely. Lincoln 1-0 after beating Meridian 2-0 in their week 1 performance. So what this is a tale of a Lakeside trying to find their first match win, excuse me, go back to that even 500. Lincoln looking to go 2-0 to start a really solid run across this WSSE regular season.
And considering Lincoln, they're the veterans. This isn't their first season here. They know what they're doing. And you can see it in this comp. This is an oddly specific comp they're bringing out. So they'll have map pick here, and I'm sure they're going to do something. We are going over to Escort next. So I'm watching to see something where you might play the Doomfist, where you might want to play these dive heroes maybe a little bit more. I mean, for Escort, I'm in the back of my head, like 66 doesn't seem too bad. There's a couple choices you can make here, but I don't expect them to change off that comp. The Doomfist felt really strong, even though it's countered in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and what I think we saw a little bit of Sombra attempt there there at the end as well. These are two teams that are pretty well confident playing a wide swath of different heroes here. Great game of Overwatch 2. There's obviously plenty of them. Again, Maga we will not see until the new year, folks. At this point, I want to give a big shout out to the good people over at Seattle Built PCs. Folks, if you're in Washington State and you're looking to have your PC built for you, or at least have some instruction, because maybe you're like me. Maybe you're good at working on cars, but these things kind of make you a little bit wary of work on, because of course they can be easily damaged if you're not doing something that you know how to do, right? Talk to the good folks over at Seattle Built PCs. They will get you right as rain, especially if you're in the 205, the 215. Tried to be trendy there, so I couldn't do it.
Don't ask me.
I'm
I'm an entire coast away. Don't ask me.
Seattle area code 206. That wasn't even. Neither of those are right. Neither of those are right. Oh well.
You were one kind of close. I think you said 20 something.
I said 205 or 215, but it was 206.
Yeah, you were kind of close. You split the difference. Put them together, you get there. But
exactly.
Yeah. Still waiting on the map choice for Escort. And again, I have to wonder. I don't think either of these comps are going to change necessarily. I do think that in the future, if you are the Phoenix of Lincoln, I think try to move towards that Lucio. Give yourselves the advantage and try to expand your hero pool a little bit more. That'll do better. We do have Route 66. Okay, good. My guess was right, which makes sense because he has so much high ground that you can maintain. There's so many places for Doomfist to just kind of drop in and find value that this 100% checks out. That tells me they're going to play this. I think for the side of Lakeside, if you're going to run this Doomfist, you need to keep the Mercy attached to the Doomfist, right? Like, Doomfist has really been that carry point. If you can keep this Doomfist up and in, maybe even a little power boosted at times, I think that's a great key to their success.
Yeah, and this is the kind of backside to that. A Moira is not a good healer onto a Doomfist. No. Moira only has the single fade, and that is generally used to get out of engagements, not into them. Moira dives inside. Everybody's be like, well, why are we attacking this Doomfist when we could just go onto the Moira, especially once Doomfist puts up the block and whatnot, right? Then it's just pay attention to the Moira. Moira has no fade, and you're done so. Especially given how healing orbs can be eaten. Healing orbs can hit a bad reverb off of a wall and go off into Narnia. And healing orbs, obviously, there's an alternative to that a lot of Moira mains like to use, and that's called the damage orb here, folks. There you go. And especially Route 66. With the farther wall, I mean, the very beginning of this, you are going to have walls along each side, so you can bounce those healing orbs inside. Basically, Route 66 is not so much a place for Moira, and if you're going to continue to use the Doomfist right here, I think it's necessary to have that Mercy, like you were saying, and probably another healer that's a little more complementary, and it's Route 66. You said the man's name. Let's see some Lucio.
I want to see some Lucio from the defense,
Doomfist. Speed boosted Doomfist.
I want to jump back because you know who would pair great, and I know is maybe a little bit higher skill than Moira, but also does have a lot of orbs, is Zenyatta. Zenyatta would be great. That way you can just, you can keep your orb on your Doomfist. He's constantly getting health, and your Discord orb does so much damage. Yeah, he's a little more fragile, and he needs a little bit more defending, but the rest of your team is playing back anyway, so that seems like a great thing to pick up for the future. Even if it's not in your wheelhouse, look at it, consider it, add it in. That's a great compliment to a Doomfist.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about the Orb of Discord that goes on to all the various targets that your Doomfist will take. I mean, obviously, Mercy Pocket's better, Moira Orbs, Anna Shots, all these things are great onto Doomfist. I would argue that 30 healing per second, no matter where he is at, as long as he doesn't leave line of sight for, 3 seconds, then that Doomfist is going to continuously be healed. And every time he goes to block, well, that's 3 seconds and 90 health at least that Doomfist is going to get right there. Not completely impervious, of course, can still be booped off, can still be damaged from other sides, can still take a lot of damage after that, but still 90 damage basically assumed for a block, or 90 health healed, excuse me, for a block is not a bad thing.
No, looks like it's going to be the close hold from the side of Lincoln, and I don't hate it. I just want to see them actually survive it, because the longer they stay alive and keep this hold close, the more time they burn off the clock, and the easier it is to get, you make your run shorter, right? Mm-hmm. That's your advantage on the defense, is that if you can hold, where your finish line stands.
Exactly. Cool Swagster. Gonna find something they don't like on the other side. Slower shots onto Reinhardt, and this is actually a Reinhardt that's been left out by themselves, doesn't get aggressive whatsoever against Cool Swagster. So again, Lakeside maybe having a little bit of problems when it's just time to go.
Yeah, again, this is where you'd love to see the Lucio, especially when Odd Frost goes down. You'd really love the Lucio just to even rush somebody down here. I mean, Soldier does have a move, but that Bastion is very, very vulnerable because he has nothing. He has no movement of his own. He is very vulnerable. All he has is that turret form.
And now Pucknut Jar getting too aggressive, gonna bite the bullet for that one. Skeeslaw takes a little bit of damage from their counterpart, excuse me, but no method of getting out, and that's the Bastion woes right there.
Yep.
Lakeside now rolling.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good hold from Lincoln, though. You burned almost a minute off the clock, so that's pretty good. You'll get another contest before the end of this, and you didn't give up. You gave up a lot of ult charge, though. I'm more specifically looking at the Alari, who's already ult up and has had a incredible game one. So if this comes online first and gets used, this could be huge.
Here it is. Here comes the block. Here comes the healing on the other side. Pucknut taken to the ceilings right now and finds a lot on the seismic slam.
Oh.
There's a hit off. No, actually not going to. And then, really dedicating the shots after that instead of just getting out was really why this Pucknut Jar Doomfist found no picks on that offensive attempt.
It did lead for the Bastion follow-up that got 2, though, so it did work out. And, I mean, let's be real. The Reinhardt has been playing very passively, so the cart stalled out here. They got what they wanted if you're Lincoln. You got everything you wanted out of that. It was a sacrifice play, but, you stopped the cart here.
Indeed, Lakeside coming back right now.
No way!
Oh, man, the Meteor Strike gonna land, find 2. Here comes a little bit from from the Bastion. Try and get something back, but Pucknut Jar, once cooldowns are back, will be A-okay, and with the rest of their team, nice rocket punch. Gonna find plenty of temporary heals for that one. Pucknut Jar can afford to get aggressive.
Yeah, I really would love to see Lakeside just take the full reset. Just back up, get your full 5, and come together, because you are coming into 4 ultimates. You have the metaphorical tools to do the damage and win. You just have more raw damage if you wait until you have 5. You even got Coalescence out here. Just disengage, get out, and just wait for the next fight.
Hey, it was Mr. Miyagi said the best block is to not be there. That is exactly what this squad needs to get into right now. Here's the counter Coalescence. This I love so much more. Sidenox almost biting the bullet for that one. Sends a healing or bouncing between the caves of this cavern. And now a little bit of back and forth we go. Moira down, May down from the other side. Nothing for this Shatter. So the tank ultimate here for the side of Lincoln, finding Zip, Zilch, Nada, and Zero. And the defense has stabilized yet again.
It just seems like there was a little bit of a disconnect into that call. Skeeslaw going down. That's a shame. Yeah, there was just a disconnect. It felt like someone yelled go and the rest of the team wasn't confident, and that has unfortunately been, kind of the Achilles tendon of this Lakeside team. They're just not confident in themselves when they have advantages here. They're letting the Doomfist just kind of run through them when they have tools to stop it.
Oh my! That's punch. A long walk off a short pier there for the May. Normally, of course, the momentum would have stopped after, I believe it is 3 meters, but given that they bounced them off the wall, then the momentum has continued for the same length of time right there. That's a little, that is a Soldier 76 and Bastion stare down. The Soldier 76 is, let me check my notes, never going to win.
No, not at all. Unfortunately, even with that extra health, but it's overtime now. Blizzard is up. Can they can capitalize on this? This has happened before. Where's the rest of the team? Why? We're again. This is that, like you could see it.
Yeah.
There were 3 frozen, but the target calling was just not there. They were too busy fighting the Doomfist, and that is unfortunately going to be what curses them. Just that unfortunate shot calling.
So Lakeside, previously on the left up here, guys, is taking a win, and this is going to be so much better for them, this red squad, if they're able to bring this one out, and they do. That is 54, we'll call it 55 meters here attained for the offense of Lincoln.
It was a great defense, genuinely though. All things considered, like we knew it was we knew we wanted to play into the Doomfist, but man, does Pucknut Jar absolutely just pop off here. I would love to see the numbers of KDA, because he was just in the kill feed every time. He was able to get in, disrupt, and really just take advantage of the fact that there was a cliff on the side, finding kills from all of the abilities. Just a great use of this Doomfist, who is not an easy character to play for anybody. So I mean, Pucknut Jar absolutely just using this hero to its fullest, between the map choice, between the support from the team, absolutely putting on a clinic with it, and the team is backing up and supporting it really well. And I hope this Tracer stays. I love that idea. Somebody else to go in with the Doomfist, that's perfect. I want to see that. I hope this Tracer stays. I really like that better. The Bastion can stay back. I can do without it. I'm not sold on it, but I like that. From the defense, the D.Va is, I like it a little bit better. I think it's a little bit more defensive, and at least you have a movement. If your concern is you're getting caught out on Reinhardt, D.Va is a great option. At least you're a little bit more mobile. But the rest of the pieces kind of didn't go around it, right? Like Mei and Bastion are still here, who are still very slow, especially with Lucio.
And that's the next step. Like, if you're going to play the D.Va, why would you let them know by coming up and quite literally knocking on the door right here? The change on to the Sombra. I'm not against the Sombra.
No,
this is just a pure pick comp coming out from the side. Lincoln Esports. But hey, they need it. Got to change something up. Can't keep trying the same thing. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough for a Sombra here and early.
I like the idea. It does help disable targets for the Doomfist to land on and really isolate. So I think it could stay. No, we're going to go to the Reaper just to try to pressure the raw damage out onto... No, okay. So it's going to be Soldier. Yeah, we're just going to go back to what worked. Ain't broke, don't fix it. Tugboat, I agree.
Yeah, picks on both sides, but that's going to be more so a loss for the side of Lincoln. Lakeside holding strong as of right now, as of both DPS and tank get taken down. There is no reason for either healer to be visible right now.
No, get back. Again, just hit those fundamentals, get back, just get a full 5, move as a team. That is the most important thing you can do here, especially given against this Doomfist as it has been. Just make sure you focus those targets out, and Lakeside can continue to hold, but not when Cool Swagger hits too.
Yeah, nicely done, Odd Frost. No Alari pylon afterwards, no Alari on the board. Those will be back with the rest of our team in just a little bit. Lincoln holding strong as of right now. This is a really, really wonky Mei hold. And they're going to get completely taken out with 0 support on the other side. Ski's Law taken down. Now a little bit of Doomfist action back in here. Nice shots. Lincoln finding that one. Seems like Lincoln is on the cusp of taking their own map win.
Yeah, as I was saying, Doomfist is here. He's going to go in and just punish this Alari, who only has a little bit of movement. Yeah, this is, I mean, Cart does have a little bit more to go, but I don't think the reinforcements are in time. Whoa, they're going to pop the ult. This is a desperate move. It gets canceled too? Ouch.
It's canceled, taken out. Here goes the Bastion ultimate on the other side. Here comes the Bastion ultimate from the defense. Got to pepper the payload right now. That's 1, 2, 3. Lakeside is hold. Oh, this better be a hold for now. I mean, a Bastion's plenty of damage, of course. And this is just going to be a stagger for the ages. Brutal stuff.
That was a great piece of teamwork out of Lakeside. That was what I wanted to see more of, right? They set up the Mei wall to capitalize on the Bastion ult coming down. The Sojourn will come out from the side of Lincoln. And yeah, this is a lot more space control. This is a lot more burst damage out of it. I think this is a good answer when you look at some of these thicker and well-healed targets across from you on Lakeside.
Okay, Coalescence South. This does a great job of sectioning out and just simply pushing back the team. If anybody on the side of Lakeside, the defense needed to come back, well, it purchased themselves a lot of space. Synox rather low. Here comes the Mei wall up. Looking onto the other side. A nasty punch is what they'll find. Draco Gaming still doing a great job, but it got to get way more going in the form of eating these shots. Between shots by Pucknut Jar and the right there, Ski's Law taken down. Yeah, Lakeside. I don't see this. I don't see this happening twice here.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody left to even hit the contest, so that'll be
map 3 we go.
that'll be well, yeah, map 3. I mean, again, it was the good read from Lincoln, right? You know your strengths, you're playing to your strengths of the map in the team comp, and I even like the changes that we saw from the DPS line, bringing in the Sojourn, thinking maybe we'll start with a Sombra, try to help the Doomfist. I like these. I like those. That's a seasoned team. That's a team that understands what do we need to do in this moment to support our carry player right now.
Yeah, I can completely agree. I think the Bastion play the game on both sides, right? But like map 1 and map 2, I think this is just kind of going to show just how much of an effect these Bastions and DPS ergo from there are having on these games. This is no longer the tank-dominated Overwatch are used to so much, and DPS more so reigning supreme.
Yeah, I mean, Pucknut's trying to make a case for it right now, but it's hard to say that. It's hard to give it to him because these Bastions, like you said, have just been running in, and that turret form can burn down a Doomfist if they miss one of their rotations, if they don't get a punch, if their shield's down, if the Mercy pocket isn't there. It's so easy just to burn down that target, and I think that's a key to Lakeside's success here, is just making sure that the Bastion is up, is supported, and is able to find a target that they can use. You have the Mei. Create the isolation, wall off this Doomfist, and make sure you can complete the kill before he gets out. Give yourselves a numbers advantage first.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, especially numbers is so much more important here when obviously there's no longer 6 but 5 here in Overwatch 2. Finding a single pick, DPS I guess the hierarchy would be like tank first, then healer, then DPS, right? If you can take a tank out, that's fantastic. And other than that, putting a team down to a solo healer, not a bad look, but at the absolute least, taking out DPS pick is going to reduce the amount that the other team can simply do unto you. Control map coming out, or control game mode, excuse me, coming up here in just a second. So we are getting our Antarctic Peninsula. Okay, I'm with it.
Yeah, this has become a new favorite amongst a lot of them. If you're not going to play Lijiang, this is a pretty solid map. It does also favor the Bastion.
Ilios? What's going on here?
Look, I get it. I like Ilios too, but let's be real. If you are the Lincoln Phoenix, like, you're not playing any long-range heroes. You usually want like an Ashe or something for that. You're not. You've shown a Bastion and a Lari that have done so much work, and that is the makings of a Brawl or poke comp. So yeah, I think this makes the most sense to me. I don't expect to see any changes from either team though. They're in their comfort zones, and for the most part, I can agree with that. Again, changes down the line. Look ahead to seasons. I'd love to see the hero pools expanded from both sides, because it's easy to kind of look and see what things are exploitable from both teams, and covering up those exploits will mean you go farther in the playoffs down the line.
Yeah, and that is going to be the goal of any of these teams within the regular season, making it into that playoff contention. Of course, we have 7 regular weeks right here, so week 1, week 2, not as big in and of themselves. You put these two together, and then especially if you're a team like Lincoln that can string together 2 wins right here, now you're looking at the beginning of a fantastic regular season.
Yeah, that moves you up towards that #1 seed, and you then buys, early picks, easier games. That's what you want. Yeah, it's going to be basically the same comps from both sides, and again, I'm not fully sold on it, but I will. I don't hate it. Again, this Reinhardt just feels a little out of position. You really need to staple someone to him, and he's so slow moving. But if they can piece this 3-piece of Reinhardt, Mei, and Bastion and create an isolation together, they can really do some damage here from the side of Lakeside.
100% agree. 100% agree. Lakeside over here on the Doomfist composition. Reinhardt kind of left by himself there for just a second. Pucknut Jar now just completely peppering up top until a nasty charge comes in down bottom. Odd Frost taken down. iSports unfortunately falls to their own tri-rockets, their own Helix rockets right there, and looking to get much more involved, trying to find the Moira, but that's going to be a little bit harder said than done. Till Skis Law is something say about the opponent's Moira as well. This is pretty much just the last little bit right here. Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and now this is going to be our Lakeside squad taken up over onto first.
That's exactly what we wanted them to do, though, right? Just ignore the Doomfist, let the Doomfist just try to bully who we can. Oh, great shot. Wow. Great nade just coming out to stall this. That means this fight's basically over for now, so they'll get some more time. Yeah, that's what we wanted, right? Was just we wanted somebody to ignore the Doomfist and focus on the backline, and Skislaw's done that, so continue to keep that up, and there's your win con right there. You have Blizzard coming up, too. Your ult bank is just bigger. You win here if you get your ults and use them faster.
Yeah, iSports should be back here soon. Now Pucknut Jar sectioning out the Bastion right here trying to take out their counterpart before they can really be used against them. But that's not going to be enough for Pucknut Jar. This team tank dies yet again. Here comes the Bastion ultimate, finding nothing in the back, and I mean everybody heard that.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not sure what we were going for there, but I respect it, Red
Interesting
Fox.
strategy, Cotton. We'll see how
Yeah.
it pays off for them. A single blizzard right here for Bastion. I mean, you got to be irritated at the 1v and how it's going right there, but you cannot dedicate ultimates inside of a situation like that. So simply can't.
Yeah, you have to complete the kill. I'm fine with the solo ulting the Bastion, but just complete the kill too. At least complete the kill in that case.
Yeah, no, you're right. If it's gonna happen, don't do it in such a risky situation where you're simply not even sure if the shots afterwards are going to land, if it even be worth the other side. As it is, that's Red Fox Seeker still only 30% or so on this. We have a pinstripe kill feed right here as back and forth we go. Where we stop, I do not know, but this is a lot of damage being poured out from the Lincoln squad. Swinging for the fences against Pucknut Jar with a Mercy pocket, only needing a little bit left, but a great job of simply keeping eyes on the prize here. This Reinhardt tries to find a way in edgewise. He's going to get dashed out along the way.
Okay, but real talk, Tugboat, like, they got it to 99 the whole way through that. They never lost control, so, I mean, if you're Lakeside, that's fine. I mean, even if you give this up now, it's one fight territory, and I think you're pretty content with that. You're even getting Rails and the Bastion artillery? Oh, yeah, let them commit to this. Let them commit to having to win this. You're already on your way up to 2 really important ults. Or just win the fight, I guess.
Yeah, just win.
Yeah, or just win. Or just win, yeah.
Stop playing Bastion and taking out opponents like it's their job.
Jeez.
And they just clocked in 100-0 here on the control
map.
Where this was, especially how map 1, map 2 went, that is more one-sided than I would have anticipated. So
yeah, I don't really wish I could explain what really happened there, but other than just the fact that Lakeside really just, they kept the point going, right? You could kind of see it. I see what we're trying to do now with the Reinhardt. We're trying to make sure the heals don't get to the Doomfist. We're trying to isolate him from the healers, and I get it. But the more important thing that's happening is that the Doomfist is, just kind of being ignored. Skeezlaw is really realizing, look, let's just walk past him. He's going in and just fighting our Reinhardt head on. His backline's entirely vulnerable to all of my bullets, so no changes from either side. We'll see the Sojourn from the side of LI Esports, and I think the Sojourn needs to stay. I think it's better burst damage, especially against this comp that has a lot of self-sustain. Every single one of these heroes, for the most part, has some way to sustain on the side of Lakeside, and you need to burst them down faster.
Sojourn, speaking of burst right here, that's going to be an early res, but while the res is going on, Cool Swagster cannot get the healing they needed from this Mercy. That's a 30-second cooldown that might as well be a lifetime here, Soav.
Yeah, wow. That was I'm not going to call it a lucky first pick, but that was definitely worked in your favor. But I love this aggression onto the Doomfist. Don't let him get out. Yeah, I love that. That's a great late stagger. This Lakeside team definitely has come to life here. Control definitely seems like they're better. Over the top with a rocket jump? Yeah. Wow.
This is
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that. Given the other way, especially given that Merc Python was in the middle of a res right here. You had no real opportunity. You had no real benefit garnered, and now you're going to be walking slow back from opposite point while this Lakeside squad is taking ticks.
Yeah, I think it's just you're trying to rush the point here. You're trying to support and play quick, but I think you need to get the full 5 here because, again, you kind of lost last round by letting the clock continue to tick and just letting them build it. But right now, they're still building. You can't secure a flip, and if you can't secure the flip, then you might as well just not come out.
There's the damage boosted Bastion, excuse me. Now that Res back, I mean, both of these Mercies have been doing exactly what they need to when it comes to just simply being in the right place, the right time for these Reses. Sometimes, but not always assisted. But wow, Pucknut Jar just completely melts this Reinhardt on the other side. No option to defend when you're charging forward. Now Alari getting absolutely swarmed by this Doomfist yet again, but this is not a possession change yet. This is where the Mei staggers and stays for it. Now a Blizzard out.
No way, gets
that's
the
going to be
Blizzard.
enough for
well
one.
Played.
That's
well
going to be
played.
enough for 2, and a 10-player kill streak. Red Fox Seeker getting everything done themselves.
That was a great read. Just knowing that, look, if I have full health, I have my wall, I have a blizzard, I can stall this out, and now we're into one fight territory here. No ultimates. It's the closest thing is Shatter, and the Shatters have missed, but this is the time to shine for the Reinhardt.
This Moira getting incredibly aggressive. Again, you only have one fade. They use it to get out, and it's a predictable end for that Moira on the other side. Pinstripe kill feed, Alari done on the other side, so both teams operating with a single healer as of right now. Red Fox Eager gets swarmed by a couple of different members. Here comes the res, though. Not going to happen. That Mercy gets pushed out. Merc Python, I think, I've actually just been moving a little bit too fast right there, and now no reses available. This is the slow burn for the side of Lakeside. Now, looks like they're going to be giving over possession, and they do. Lincoln now taking ticks of their own.
You're fine with that if you're Lakeside. You know you're coming into your Shatter. You know you have Coalescence. You have 3 ults coming up on board. You know there's nothing defensive against you. Valkyrie was used, so I mean, hit a Shatter, hit something, and you have just the raw damage. You should be able to burst them down with any combination of these ultimates. Tugboat. Yeah, this is as good as theirs.
I'm just thinking Coalescence for pressure, Bastion ultimate in the back, and once they turn to try and get out of this Shatter. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 right here. But Rocket Punch coming in. Lakeside has had a little bit of problems with getting aggressive when they need to before. See if those woes continue right now, as they are not looking at very much in the way of a Reinhardt shield charge in. Just barely misses. Now the wall up. The May working against the Reinhardt here for a second. Skis Law taken down as well. This is going to be a team that might want to opt for, might want to opt for the comeback, and now definitely does, considering they just lost 2, and there's a res on the other side. Yeah,
let's get out dodge, and let's reset. You have 3 ultimates up. You're coming into blizzard. We're still fighting though, Tugboat. I guess we still think it's winnable.
We are still brawling here. Pucknut Jar having the pick of the litter. Shots landing, doesn't even find the Mercy, and now Lakeside, whereas they had a Bastion ultimate and a Reinhardt ultimate, now they're staring down the barrel of one Alari ultimate, and that is it. I mean, the Blizzard soon, but this is approaching the aforementioned one fight territory. Is now basically there now. The Skis Law is done.
Yeah, I mean, this is you can't take this fight on 4. You don't have anything. Look, I'm watching for Blizzard here, right? Red Fox has to get this Blizzard, has to catch somebody, and there needs to be follow-up onto it.
There's
That's
one,
a good
there's
follow-up.
2, there's 3.
That's a great follow-up.
So have asked for it, and how the rain shall fall here for the side of Lincoln. Pucknut Jar is the last bastion of hope right here. Overtime comes in. They're going to be sticking toes on point, and now there's a lot. Big rocket punch to try and get it, but that's not going to be enough. A mad dash for the point, and Lincoln cannot get there. Lakeside does it in 3.
It was a closer 3 than you might have liked to see, but hey, if you're Lakeside, you'll take it. That's your first win, and you got your first 2 maps. This is a great success for Lakeside, and I think a lot of it comes from the back of these key players like Skis Law, like your Alari in the back. You know, these are great choices that allow these players to shine. And realistically, here's what I'm talking about, right? Oh, the Doomfist is just doing whatever. Yeah, let me just run in and just absolutely bully whoever's left here in the back line. Perfect read. Yeah. Great read out of Skis Law. That's exactly what you want to be doing, especially against a Doomfist. If you can't turn and focus, if the communication doesn't seem to be there, just ignore him. Go into the back and find the picks. Take away his support so that he has to be perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Like especially in a situation like that, it doesn't really line up any better than that. Skis Law just sees 3 players down bottom, and then unfortunately the Mercy not really having like the full awareness of where the reses ought to go. Both of these Mercies generally were playing corners, cover, and Reinhardt shields perfectly when the reses were coming. That was just a simple situation where that wasn't necessarily the case. And also, Soev, as you saw, 1, 2, 3 Bastion player of the games across all 3 of these maps.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. With all the damage Bastion outputs, like, it makes total sense here, especially how key Bastion is versus a Doomfist. It makes total sense to me. I mean, but that's what you need out of your DPS players, right? You need your DPS players to make sure they're completing kills, clutching up those moments where they can hit those grenades and do the work. And as long as these players can keep doing that and keep being that support, you can build around them. So some great pieces learned for both teams for week 2 going into this break.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Speaking of that break, once again, folks, that's going to be a 2-1 lead or 2-1 victory here for the Lincoln squad over Lakeside. They're improving to 2-0, whereas Lakeside unfortunately dropping. Lincoln improving to 1-1. Sorry about that. Both of these teams. Yep, you're right. So both of these teams 1-1 as of right now. Just got those a little bit mixed up right there. As it is, want to give a huge shout out once again to our folks over there at Seattle Built PCs. If you're in the 206, got it right this time. The 206. go ahead and shout out those folks right there. Any esports hardware, specifically PCs wise, I'm sure they'll be able to help you guys out. FBI Tugboat, Soav, Danom, do you have anything else for the good people before we bid them adieu and say tune in tomorrow for Street Fighter 6? That'll be the last of the WSSEA for the semester.
You caught what I was going to say. Yeah,
Yep,
tune
there
in
you
tomorrow for Street Fighter. But after Street Fighter, remember, it's 3 weeks off. So get some training in, come back. We'll see you in week 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you then.